Iowa.
Wow. Wow.
Iowa. Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're training on the compressed gauze from My Medic. I'm your guide, Billy Haley.
And I'm Tyson.
Let's go. I'm Billy Haley. Think of an injury and I've treated it. I've got over 20 years of experience ranging from the front lines of the battlefield to a hospital operating room. Teaching first aid is my passion. What's up, dude?
Not much.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, safety first, man.
Of course.
Today, we're gonna play with the compressed gauze.
Sounds fun.
Train with it.
Okay, better.
All right. Have you used this stuff before?
Never.
Okay. Super simple. I'm gonna talk you through the whole thing. This stuff's really easy to use. It's gauze. It comes in this small package, but you know those big rolls of gauze that you see in like ERs and the hospital and stuff like that? It's the same exact thing, just compressed down to this handy dandy little
So they call it compressed just because it's so squished?
Yeah.
How does it decompress? I mean, that's gotta be stressful.
Oh, plays backgammon, probably reads a book. What do you mean, dude?
I don't know. That was like...
Do you want to train?
Yeah, let's go. My bad.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
Let's go. We're gonna tear this open. We're gonna look at what it looks like on the inside, okay?
Okay.
Because this package is kind of deceiving. The package is just about as big as the gauze itself.
Ooh.
So check that out.
Yeah, that's nice. Can I hold it?
Yeah.
Wow. It's pretty nice. It's like a sponge.
Yeah. So undo it a little bit.
Okay.
Just like regular gauze, right?
Yeah.
Nothing special about it. Nothing, you know,
Hey, take that back.
particular. Well, it's very special.
Thank you. What's this thing?
This is our training aid. Okay, so this just basically simulates different wounds. We've got a large puncture wound here. We've got laceration here, small hole here. So we're gonna go through and I'm gonna tell you how to use gauze here, how to use gauze in laceration, and I'm gonna talk you through the whole thing.
Okay, so this is like a leg? Is that what this is?
So this can simulate a leg, an arm, of course, and pretty much anywhere in the body, particularly with the laceration. Now the treatment we're gonna do for the puncture wound here is you're gonna think like armpit or maybe groin area.
Okay.
Because when you have a massive wound like this, we're gonna assume this is pouring blood, right? Bleeding, have a massive bleed. Tourniquets come first on limbs. If you can't get a tourniquet on, meaning if the wound is too high, if it's in the groin area, something like that, then you have to start packing that wound. We're gonna start by packing this wound right here. With the gauze, I like to make a little ball, just wad up the end of this guy here. Call that your little power ball.
Okay, power ball.
Power ball goes directly over that bleed, right? And then the key from this point forward is that pressure never lets up.
Okay.
And the way you do that is you just do a 1-for-1 swap, whether it's a finger for finger like this, or you can use your thumb. You can use 2 fingers if the wound is big enough. However you want to do it, that part doesn't matter. What matters is the pressure is constant on there. So again, 1-for-1 swap, meaning one finger comes up, the other goes down right on top of it.
So how's the patient feel during this?
How would you feel?
I mean, I already feel uncomfortable just watching you do it on this fake whatever the heck this thing is.
And I mean, this looks pretty invasive. I'm knuckle deep in somebody's leg or armpit or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But keep in mind, I'm saving their life right now. I'm stopping that major arterial bleed, okay? Not super comfortable, but communicate, talk to your patient, reassure them, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it. I'm saving your life, you have this massive bleed, I'm helping you stop that bleed, et cetera, et cetera. So you wanna be pretty swift in this, but don't try and go so fast that you get sloppy, right? Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. As you can see, it's starting to bunch up, it's going over the surface of the skin. That's exactly what I wanna do. I want 1 to 2 centimeters over the surface of the skin. You got any idea why?
No.
So,
I actually don't.
the next step to pretty much any use of gauze is some kind of dressing. In this case, for a major bleed, it's gonna be a pressure dressing, right? So you need to bunch this up. Once you put that compression dressing over the top, it's gonna press it down like this. You see the difference between whether it was flush or this mound, that's gonna give you that pinpoint pressure.
Okay.
Now, if you have a bunch left over, all you do is set it right on top and hold.
Okay.
So the magic number when you're packing a wound is 5 minutes. Okay, so hold for 5 minutes, make sure it's not continuing to bleed, and by that, don't take gauze out, be like, oh, is it bleeding, right? No peeking, right? No peeking. But if it's starting to soak through this, if it's coming out here, those are gonna be your key indicators like, oh, it's still bleeding. I need to pack more, I need to repack it, whatever the case may be. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm gonna get another one, and we're gonna do this all over again. I'm gonna have you do it.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
All right,
Okay, first step, Powerball.
Powerball, bam.
Next, say, this will not feel good, but you'll thank me later.
Yep, don't forget to identify that bleed. Hey, where's this actual bleed coming from? Because
I'll
when
be
you're
able to feel
smashing
that.
this in there, like here's your vessel, right? What you're trying to do is smash that gauze on top of the vessel, because you're compressing that vessel, and that's what's stopping the bleeding. Gauze itself does nothing to stop bleeding, right? It just soaks up blood.
Yeah.
Okay, what we need to do is put pressure on that vessel, that stops the bleed, and then the rest of the gauze fills the void and puts the compression onto that bleeder.
Okay, so I've identified the bleed in here.
Okay.
So now I'm just gonna go one over the other. I'm
Yep.
gonna get some gauze. I'm gonna go the next, right like that. Okay, it's pretty close to the top. Let's see if I can get some more in there. How you doing? Great.
Yep, communicate with your patient, communicate.
Okay, I'm getting to the point where it's almost to the top.
Yep.
So
you've
2 to 3 centimeters. Hold on, I'm doing
1 to 2 centimeters.
1
So
to
yeah,
2.
you're starting to fill in that total void. That's exactly what we want to do.
Okay, so now with this excess gauze, I'm gonna put that right over the top.
Yep.
Hold for 5 minutes.
5 minutes
I'm
is the
just
magic
gonna-
number for gauze.
Okay, so I wait.
Okay.
And I'm not
so-
gonna take it out.
Correct. 5 minutes has passed. The next
Okay.
step is what? Pressure.
So now that I've even seen the bleeding has stopped,
Yep.
I still apply a compression dressing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So I still-
Because otherwise this is just a bunch of gauze hanging out. And if you don't have an actual compression dressing, use an ACE wrap. If you don't have an actual ACE wrap, use part of a t-shirt, whatever you can. But this can't just stand alone. It needs something tied down to it or an elastic bandage to keep that pinpoint pressure on that vessel.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay, laceration time?
Laceration time. And remember, slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Yuck. I may need a new one of these.
Glad you asked.
How do you do it? Okay.
So let's talk about just this laceration.
Okay.
Not life-threatening, but again, kind of a nasty cut, right? A couple different ways you can utilize the gauze on a laceration like this. One way is simply just put the whole pack right over it.
Okay, let's try it. Yep, that'll
So
work.
this'll cover it nicely.
minutes.
Hold that for 5 minutes because again, it is bleeding. It's not arterial, but it is venous and it is bleeding. So we need that pressure.
Okay.
Even a laceration like this, go ahead and do a compression dressing. That's one way. Another way is, let's say you've got this, or maybe it's just a little bit wider. You can absolutely circumferentially, it's a fancy word for
Yeah,
all the way
whoa,
around.
circumferentially.
Yeah. So you can wrap that completely around if you want to give it a couple wraps and just get it nice and tidy. But then do utilize the rest of that for that direct pressure directly over that main laceration.
Okay.
You feel comfortable doing that?
Yeah, I'm confident.
Man, when we're done, you're gonna be like an expert medic, bro.
I'm gonna be the next Billy Haley.
You, probably not.
Oh,
No,
okay.
doubt it. Anyway,
Maybe.
good job though.
Oh,
Good job though,
okay.
seriously.
Thanks.
All right, guys, appreciate you guys showing up. I wanna thank you for that. I'm your guy, Billy Haley.
And I'm the next Billy Haley. No?
No, man. Thank you guys for showing up and stepping up your first aid game. I'm your guy, Billy Haley,
And I'm Tyson.
helping you stay alive.